Hello, Queen. Nice to see you. Please go ahead. How was your day today?
Thank you, Ernest. Our day went well.
Mhm.
We begin our new course. We have like 10 people around,
Okay.
and we are expected to have more theory on
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Today we met. We just doing. We was just doing planning of the course,
Mhm.
but today activities we conducted a storyboard.
Mhm.
We introduced to the group member and the group participant, or they are trying to do something
Mhm.
to create their own storyboard.
Great.
So that's all happened today.
I have one question.
Maybe,
Do you have
yes.
all beginners, or are there also participants who have also attended this course years ago?
Yes, we have two participants who attend the course years ago, and
Yeah.
also the remaining are beginners.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So all they are interested
Okay.
with the course.
Uh-huh.
And today they are trying to do a storyboard
Mhm.
according to their lesson they taught in their working area.
Mhm.
It's quite interesting.
Mhm.
Its members seems to be interested with blended learning.
Mhm.
So we hope to see more products, more productivity, more
Yeah.
adoption, more use of blended learning
Yes.
into their workplace. So maybe I would like to invite one of participants to say hello,
Mhm.
and maybe he or she can share his expectation with you, and then we can hear maybe your little presentation from you
Mhm.
about storyboard.
Hello, Ernest.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Regis.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yes. Okay, Mr. Ernest.
Yeah.
My name is Regis. I'm very happy to attend this course because I've been teaching in a very traditional way, and I expect that in a few days to come, I'll be able to blend my teaching from the traditional one to the new one. And I think also I'll be able to use different resources, especially the digital resources in applying my teaching and learning processes. And I hope in the future I'll be a professional one.
Very good. Very good. What is your subject? Actually, what subjects do you teach?
Of course, I'm teaching at the Teachers College and I'm teaching psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Very interesting. And I'm quite confident that you will take a few tricks away and that your teaching will change over the time. I'm quite confident because the most important thing is that you are open to new ways, critical but open, and then take what is matching your expectations.
Yes, of course, I'll do it.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So,
I think it's time to hear from you. your presentation, maybe?
Okay.
What you are prepared for us today?
Yeah. Well, actually, I want to give today a broader picture of what you are entering now. You're not just starting a course today, you are joining a blended learning project that has a long history. I mean, it started in Switzerland, where years ago, more than 20 years ago, I started to implement blended learning projects in universities and in companies. Then, when I was retired in 2009, also 16 years ago, I had the chance to implement blended learning in Namibia at the Namibian University of Science and Technology at NUST. Later on, I had also a chance to introduce blended learning at SIBA, that's in South Africa, let's say in Cape Town. And there I found out that blended learning can also be quite a help and productive, even in an African context. When in 2017, Carl asked me to replace one of his lecturers at the course in Maua, I didn't know what to do. So I gave a course of how to use computers to visualize or to do tests in the class. But there in the discussion, I found out that indeed blended learning was also a hot topic in Tanzania. That's why in 2019, I ran a course in blended learning for university lecturers. The feedback was quite positive, but the real challenges were that it was a cultural distance, it was a communication barrier, and very often up in Moshi at that time, we had problems with the internet. Then in 2020, we couldn't run a course because of the COVID pandemic. So I tried to do it online, but this didn't really work because people had other priorities, I'm sure. Then in 2022, we started a course with Christian together. He stood alongside with me and he brought a lot of local knowledge, and he was also being able to facilitate discussions in Swahili. We transformed Christian's psychology lecture into a blended learning format, and we built and he built then also a comprehensive website for his course. So we found out, yes, it works also in Tanzania. In 2023, the core course remained about the same with small updates. Christian delivered the course locally, and I joined sometimes via Zoom like I do it today. We were offering perspectives from other projects. Christian's role as a local facilitator proved decisive in bridging cultural and linguistic gaps. Yet, connectivity still was a bit of a problem. So we adapted again, and at participants' request, we offered regular Zoom sessions over months with specific assignments and step-by-step guidance. We supported access with internet bundles, and the teachers built course websites, curated open educational resources, and designed surveys and tests. Those activities gave many their first experience of blended learning in their teaching. In August 2024, we offered our proven course. Then actually the participants said, we need more support. And so we adapted again. And then we had over months, small little inputs about different topics of blended learning. And in between, we gave them an opportunity to exchange their experience. In 2024, we offered the course again in its original format for beginners, and another one the other week for some people who had already been there. Now, as Christian and I began planning the course for August 2025, we realized that it was not the same anymore. The upcoming course could be the last one to be offered. We had heard from individual and former participants that they have begun integrating blended learning elements in their own schools. So we had not just participants, new ones, beginners, but people with practice. And that's why we arranged for a different course concept. We started in April this year, and we planned for the courses, for the 2 weeks courses. And the idea was that we collected in the first week a number of experienced teachers to exchange their experience. And Queen and Juma are now the ones who were were asked to give this knowledge again to their colleagues. And that's why we are now in the second week with 2 co-facilitators that have a lot of experience and that can also talk about their success stories, their troubles, their difficulties, and so on. And we think this is a very good opportunity to really start from scratch. Now we have registered now another 10 students for the second week, as I know. And now we think we should really take the opportunity, and I hope very much that many of you will join the group of experienced people who exchange experiences over the week, over the time. So not just during the course, but even after the course, we expect you to have to collaborate together with your friends and colleagues to get into a peer learning community, because according to what we have learned, it is the most productive way to go forward, because you are actually pioneers, you are early adopters, and to go together in a community is much easier than if you go on your own. I've seen Queen has already given you the link to our website, step by step from traditional to blended online learning. We are also in the process of creating another website, the success stories by practitioners in blended learning. So you can always refer to these sources if you want to learn something. And the course that you are attending now is, so to say, a starting point of a longer learning process that will go over the next months. Because we have last week already agreed on maybe also doing some input sessions that you can attend from your school or from home, and where we support you in the process of implementing the ideas you learn now. So I think together we will be much more successful, because struggling alone in implementing something new is much more troublesome and less effective. Now, I have already heard a statement how somebody told us how he want to improve or change some of the practices of his teaching. And I would be very interesting to hear more from you about how you want to adapt. So maybe if you can give me some statements on what you are expecting with while you joined this course.
Tunamkaribisha kama kunaye mwingine anaweza kushare expectations zake, maybe baada ya mwisho wa kozi hii, nini anatarajia au kwa nini amekuja kujiunga na sisi. Dr. Tesha, karibu zungumza. Okay, there is one colleague is from Shirika, MUCOPS, Mosh Cooperative University. Also, he is a former blended learner.
Yeah.
Hello,
good afternoon. What is your name, please?
I'm Philip Tesha.
Okay, very nice to meet you.
I'm very much interested in this course because I'm very much the former blended person from Osho.
Mm-hmm.
I met a few years ago with you and your fellow here. So today I join again to gain some knowledge about the blended learning.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So
Thank you.
Okay, so my expectation, apart being the quick learner about the blending stuffs, I was able to reach a mileage ago to reach more students to use resources through the blending issues. So through the use of websites, journals, or YouTube's links, etc., may emphasize students different ideas or different informations that can be used to express some their details.
Yeah. Well, I realize you are maybe beginners for blended learning, but you have experience with using digital resources from the internet or from your computers. So I think we are actually, that's very good because we will be able to use all these experiences and try to expand these ideas. But we are very much interested in you to contribute your experiences to the teaching, to the course here as well. So thank you very much for your statement. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So that's our member.
You wanted me to give you a little bit of information about the storyboard.
Yes.
Let's quickly go into this. I mean, I'm just going quickly through the most important elements of blended learning. I mean, you're all used to the classical classroom learning situation where you have lots of problems solved already. You know how to motivate your students. You know how important feedback is. You know that you have different tasks in your class. And now there is another element that we will bring to it, the online learning, where we give the students the opportunity to do in between some self-study. They can do it from home, they can do it whenever they have time. And this has a lot of advantages, but also of challenges. And what we expect to have with a blended learning approach is to have the best thing from both modes of teaching, from classroom learning and from online learning. Now, if we would leave the students alone with this online learning situation, he would probably very quickly be overwhelmed. I mean, it's very tough to learn on its own if you have no teacher in front of you that you can ask, if you have no colleagues on your side. And what is so important for learning is the collaborative learning together. And we think that blended learning can offer both the studying concentrated on your own, all alone, and then in between the learning in groups with the support of a teacher. For you as a teacher, blended learning also is a challenge. I mean, we must learn how to use digital tools to get familiar with, but you don't need to be a computer specialist. I mean, if you can write with a word processor or maybe with PowerPoint, that's all about we need as a prerequisite. The problem rather for you as a teacher is that you lack sometimes the feedback from the learners. So you have to build human relations when we learn, and this is over online situation is more difficult. All the guiding phase you probably would rather do during the face-to-face session, and then leave the students alone for their self-directed learning afterwards. Because, as he has said, the classroom environment is a very classical situation where students enjoy the support they get. The teacher can give instructions step by step. It can provide immediate feedback if a student has a problem or a misunderstanding. The student learns from questions also from fellow students. The student engages in discussions. The student gets help from other students. The student concentrates on learning because he's in an environment where one learns. If he sits at home, it's much more difficult. Students meet and chat also after the lesson. They socialize, they enjoy being in a school, and they easily collaborate. They are absolutely familiar with school environment, and even when the bell sounds, the learning starts. So learning in a classroom is a situation that we all know very well. As soon as we are learning online, things are suboptimal. I mean, the way the people must learn at home might be a bit difficult. Students have to organize themselves. They have to take the time, and there's no bell ringing, so they have to initiate their learning process. They may not know exactly where they stand, whether they have understood everything because of lack of feedback. This is a problem for online learners. The student suffers from isolation. Just sitting in a room isolated is not much fun. The student cannot discuss what he has learned. He's on his own. The student has nobody to get help. He's distracted at home because there are lots of people walking around, and that is a challenge. They can't work in groups. If they have a problem, they can't ask the colleague on the side. They have to solve the problem themselves. Then they are not used to learning at home. So it's a new way of learning. And they must organize the time slots, when to study, where to study, how to organize the infrastructure they need for studying. So learning online is a real challenge. And the problem or the advantage that we can have both. We have the face-to-face lessons on the one side, and we have the online learning hours with the self-directed learning. And we try to get a good balance between these two. And that means we have to organize some kind of a time frame where we allocate some hours for face-to-face meetings. In this example, it's an 8-week course with 5 such face-to-face meetings. And in between, we have to organize online learning, the self-directed learning, and we have to allocate some hours for this. This is in each and every course different. I have here another example of 4 weeks, and where we decide how much is face-to-face and how much is online. This is a more complicated course that lasts over 4 weeks with a lot of face-to-face sessions and in between the online learning hours. Once we have decided what kind of time frame is given, then we should actually try to think about what will I deal with in the meetings, Zoom meetings or face-to-face meeting, and what learning will happen in the self-directing phase. Generally, the more interactive things must be dealt with in face-to-face meetings, and the online learning must be well structured, where we give the students clear task assignments that they can go along. So once this is given, we can try to plan for our course, and that's what the Queen is already was mentioning before. This is what we call the storyboard, where we think of what will happen in the face-to-face week a lesson during week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on. What are the learning resources that I have to prepare for them to work during the offline self-directed learning? What kind of assignments do we have to give them so they can, with the help of the learning resources, learn for themselves? And maybe I think of also that the tests that I will do in regular intervals. So actually, what we do is that all that is done in the face-to-face lesson must have a link to what they do during the online session. And so when they work on an assignment, we should try to take notice maybe in the next face-to-face lesson. So in all, the different learning activities, either on the face-to-face lesson or in the online lesson, must be related, so that in the end you get a holistic learning experience for the student. If you just ask people to do some self-study and you will never ever talk about the results and about their experience, they sooner or later will decide this is not important. They won't do it. But when they realize that whenever they do an assignment in the online phase, you will ask them and you will try to get the results and the insights they got through doing the assignments in the next face-to-face lesson, then it's what we think a holistic learning experience, like you would try to do it in a classical, traditional learning experience. So this storyboard, once we have done the planning, is practically the very important information hub where you can later on create a website where when you create an assignment, you know exactly what went before, what will happen afterwards. You can decide, oh, in week 2, there is not enough work to be done. Week 3 is overloaded, so you can very well organize how the course will finally end up. And this might look like this. I often work with stick-it notes, and sometimes if we are a number of people working together, we have a whole table full of paper, and we try to discuss what solution, what storyboard is the most productive. And you will already in the beginning see whether you can cover all the material you have prepared, or how you can distribute it over the different weeks. So this first step of creating the storyboard is a very crucial element. And then already, once you have done this, you can create, for instance, the website. You may also create a lesson plan with more details, but on the whole, this is then very easily to adapt to the rest. I have different elements. I have, even if you look behind myself, I have on my wall different storyboards for different courses, because it's whenever I teach a group of teachers how to implement blended learning, we start with this first crucial task. So maybe you, Queen, or somebody else may talk about the importance of storyboard, and your experience with it. Please go ahead.
Okay. We already mentioned to the group that through storyboarding we can use to design our site, our Google site, but simply for a teacher, you can easily remember what you are supposed to do. It's like a calendar. It can help you to know in this week what I'm going to do, so you can predict your future. And also when stress comes, you still on the track, because you understand, or you know what's going on and what you are supposed to do at a particular period of time.
Yes, exactly. So it's a tool, and everybody, you will see, everybody will do it in a different way, no problem. But on the whole, it forces us to think till the end, not just for the next day. And that makes the whole thing, the whole course, much more successful.
I agree with you.
Okay, then I hope you will work on this and finally end up with a good plan, because this is the idea of the course, that every participant is thinking on his course. I mean, the examples we give you will never be the correct ones. You, as the person before who said he will teach psychology, okay, he is the subject specialist. He knows exactly what he wants to teach, but how to implement it in a blended learning is a planning task. And that only he or she, who is a specialist for the subject, can decide how the plan will look like. We just give you a way how to reach this goal. And this is the idea of the storyboard.
Thank you, Christian. Maybe Anton as well. I think we understand, and the group members were trying to adapt to use a storyboard to create their storyboard. Maybe we'll send you a picture.
Yes, please.
So maybe you can see how motivated the group is. I think that's all for today.
Okay, thank you
By
very much.
tomorrow,
Yes, what about tomorrow?
by tomorrow, we are expecting to begin with creating of their sites.
Okay.
So maybe you can prepare us with something to share.
Same
about
time?
Preparation of site tomorrow. Yes, same time.
Same time. Okay. I'm looking forward. And if you can, in between, send me a list of all the participants, that would be interesting for me. Thank you very much, and good luck and a lot of success.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.